What you are about to hear is an original audio drama written and produced by the Whitney brothers. The story follows Murray Bauman as he investigates the mysterious disappearance of Barbara Holland from some small town in Indiana called Hawkins. This takes place immediately before Stranger Things Season 2, so Murray hasn't met Nancy and Jonathan yet, and he hasn't talked to Harper in his office about a Russian girl with a shaved head who closed a door with her mind. This is a fan project, written and recorded in anticipation of Stranger Things 3, coming out July 4th. Here it is, The Barb Files, Episode 1, Welcome to Hawkins.
East of Omaha, you can listen to the engine.
Sometimes you find the truth, and sometimes the truth finds you. I learned that over a long career of hunting and digging through the lies that people use to cover up the things they don't want to come out into the light, the things they'd rather keep buried in the shadows, the things that would expose them for who they really are, and pull back the curtain to reveal the truth. Oh, the curtain. People like the curtain, don't they? The curtain hides those things that we'd rather not talk about. Well, sometimes you need a guy to pull back that curtain and shine a light on what really goes on in the dark of night. I've pulled back a few curtains in my day. I've gotten pretty good at it, you might say. A little too good, maybe. October 16th, 1984. It was a day like any other. Or was it? I had just gotten a call. A family from some nowhere town in Indiana. They'd reported their daughter Barbara missing, but the police hadn't done anything about it. I smelled a cover-up. Something else I've gotten pretty good at over the years. When you've seen the things I have, you... Really? Oh, come on.
Roll down your window.
It's broken. It doesn't roll down.
You didn't see the stop sign back there?
Yeah, I saw it.
But you didn't stop.
Yes, I stopped.
No, you didn't.
You've got to be kidding me. It was a rolling stop.
It wasn't a stop.
Yes, it was. It was a rolling stop.
Can you put your window down so I don't have to shout, man?
I told you I can't. It's broken.
Okay. Failing to comply with an officer's verbal request.
You've got to be kidding me.
Look, can you just hand me your driver's license?
Sure thing, Pink Panther.
What was that?
Nothing. Here's my license.
Illinois, huh? So, you're not from around here.
Chicago.
Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Big City. This is Hawkins, okay? And we take our laws very seriously here.
I saw the stop sign.
Well, you still didn't stop.
It was a rolling stop.
Still not a stop.
Listen, deputy.
Well, I'm an officer, okay?
Listen, Officer, Callahan, is it? I'm late for an appointment, so if we could just hurry this up.
Oh, you've got somewhere to be. Sorry if I'm inconveniencing you.
Come on.
Sorry if our laws are a problem for you. We happen to care about the public safety here.
Can you just write me a ticket so I can get out of here?
$25 for a first offense.
Okay, whatever.
Watch your speed while you're in my town, Mr. Bowman.
Yeah, okay.
But your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always
Anyway, like I was saying, sometimes you find the truth, and sometimes the truth finds you. I'd come to Hawkins to investigate the disappearance of Barbara Holland. It seems that her parents hadn't gotten the answers they wanted from the police, so they'd looked me up. No doubt my reputation as an investigative reporter had preceded me. But that was another life. I'm no reporter these days. I'm just a guy on the hunt for the truth. And I had one question for the parents of Barbara Holland before I'd agree to take the case. What were they going to do once I uncovered the truth? Most people can't handle the truth.
You must be Mr. Bauman. Please, come in. I'm Scott. This is Marcia.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Please sit down. Can I get you coffee?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm glad you could come on such short notice.
Well, I managed to squeeze you into my schedule.
It's been awful. Just awful not knowing.
Not knowing what happened to our little girl.
It's been almost a year, and nothing.
Why don't you tell me from the beginning?
Well, it all started one night when she told us she was going over to Nancy's to study.
Nancy?
Her best friend. She didn't come back that night. Then, we found out she was never at Nancy's house. The two of them went to a party at Steve's house.
Steve?
Nancy's boyfriend.
Ah.
Going to a party at a boy's house? That's not like her. Not in a million years.
I hate to be the one to tell you, Mr. Holland, but parents don't always know their kids like they think they do. High school is a strange time. Kids are trying new things.
Not our Barb.
She was the best daughter you could ask for. Never missed a day of school. Stayed far away from the bad friends. Got up early to make breakfast for us on Sundays.
So she went to this party, and then?
Nothing. We didn't hear a word from her, or from Nancy, until she didn't show up for school the next day. I guess she thought Barb had left the party and come back home in the middle of the night.
When did the police get involved?
Well, that's when Nancy went back to Steve's house to look for her. Nancy told her mother, and then they told the police.
Poor girl was worried sick. She didn't know what to do.
So, Nancy claims to have no idea what happened to Barb that night? She never saw her leave the party?
Well, Nancy thinks she saw
A bear.
A bear?
or something.
Or something.
Nancy said she didn't know what it was.
So, the night of the party at Steve's house, this Nancy girl saw a bear or something in the backyard.
No, that was the next day when she saw the bear or whatever. She went back to Steve's house to look for Barb.
She thought Barb was still there? Just hiding out in his backyard?
Well, her car was still there at Steve's house.
You don't think she just left the party with someone else? Another boy, maybe?
No, not our Barb.
And there's something else. About the car. Do you want to tell him, or should I?
The police found her car 2 days later at a bus stop.
Okay, well that gives us something to go with. So, we don't know where she was the night of the party, but sometime within the next day, she came back to get her car, bought a bus ticket, and then...
No, not our Barb. Not our Barb.
She wouldn't do that. Ever.
Okay, we're talking about high school kids here. At a party. Things happen.
Someone moved her car and left it at the bus station for the police to find. I know it. I don't care if you believe me. I know it.
Mr. Holland.
The police won't look into it.
What?
That son of a bitch, Jim Harper, says the case is closed. He won't even talk about it.
This is local police we're talking about?
The chief of police, Jim Harper.
We used to be a cop in this city. Moved back here about 5 years ago and took the job as chief. He won't even talk to me about our Barb.
Okay, maybe, just maybe, someone moved Barbara's car to make it look like she'd run away. An easy story. Keep anyone from asking questions. But why?
I don't know.
Maybe she saw something that night. Something she shouldn't have. Small town, people talk, word gets around. Maybe someone didn't want word getting around. Maybe someone needed Barbara to disappear, to erase what she'd seen. Maybe it was someone powerful. Your mayor, a judge, your police chief. Someone powerful enough to make sure nobody would keep looking. Maybe this Jim Harper is taking orders from someone.
But who would want to hurt our Barb? She's never done anything to anyone.
I've seen it before. People are willing to do drastic things to keep their secrets from getting out. I've seen a congressman have a brake line cut to keep people from hearing about his backroom deals. I've seen a newspaper mogul strangle a woman with a phone cord to cover up a single night of passionate dalliance. People do anything when they feel backed into a corner.
Oh, God.
Look, you seem like nice people, and I want to help you, but I need to hear something from you first. I'm a man who works with the truth, and the truth isn't always pretty. If I take this case, I have to follow it wherever it leads. Now, you may not like what I find, but if I take this case, I will leave no stone unturned. I will be a pit bull, biting at the ankle of injustice and never letting go. I need you to promise me that whatever happens, whatever I uncover, whatever secrets come out, I need to know that you can handle the truth.
Please. We need answers. We need to know what happened to our Barb.
We can't pay you much. $30,000 is all I can offer.
Mr. and Mrs. Holland, say no more. I decided to go right to the source and confront this Jim Harper. I didn't expect he'd give up any information voluntarily, but I'd know a lot more once I looked him in the eyes. The eyes tell a lot about a man. Why hadn't the chief of Hawkins Police even bothered to look into a missing persons case? Small, quiet town like this, I bet people don't turn up missing every day. Did he know something? Something he wasn't telling Barbara's parents? I was about to find out.
Can I help you?
Yes, hi, my name is Murray Bauman. I'm looking for Police Chief Jim Harper.
Hey, look who it is. You here to pay your ticket?
Not right now. Anyway, could I speak to the chief, please?
He's not in right now.
Flo, that pizza get here yet?
He's not in his office.
He's busy.
It doesn't sound like he's busy.
He's busy.
Okay, let me just... Ms. Flo, is it?
Call me Florence.
My name is Murray Bauman. You might have heard of me.
Nope.
Well, I'm looking into the disappearance of Barbara Holland, and I need to see the chief.
You a reporter?
Private investigator.
Hop, there's a Murray Bauman here to see you. He's looking into the disappearance of...
Tell him I'm out of the office today. And could you check on that pizza for me?
Hop isn't in the office today.
But he is.
He's busy.
Okay, listen. If he wants a pizza, I will drive my van down to Joe's Pizza Shack, dress up like the delivery boy, and come back here carrying 5 pepperoni with extra cheese if that's what it takes to see the chief. I just need 5 minutes.
Fine. Go on in. Knock yourself out, kid. It's your funeral.
Thank you. Chief Jim Harper?
Who's asking?
My name is Murray Bauman. I'm a private investigator looking into the disappearance of Barbara Holland.
Then no, he's out of the office today.
Chief Harper, can I call you Jim?
No.
I'm here about the disappearance of Barbara Holland.
Who?
It was about a year ago. Your department ruled it a runaway, but her parents say...
Doesn't ring a bell.
Come on, Jim.
It's Harper.
I'm looking for any information you have from that investigation. Her case file, your final report, maybe any open leads you never had time to follow up on.
You know, I think I do remember your name. Did I ever read about you in the paper or something?
I was an investigative reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times. Pretty well known.
Then what are you doing in Hawkins?
Mr. and Mrs. Holland employed my services to give them the answers they're looking for.
Oh, God.
Answers that your department never gave them. Now, we both know she didn't run away from home, so why didn't you follow up with the investigation? Why didn't you...
I'm going to stop you right there. We looked into it. Her car was found at a bus stop. Several of her friends told me they heard her talk about skipping town.
Which friends? You have names?
I don't remember.
And it wasn't your department that found Barbara's car, right? Wasn't it a state patrol car? And after that, your investigation just dropped off. Are you hiding something?
Am I hiding something?
I'm just saying this seems awful suspicious.
You know what I think?
What?
I think you're making things worse for Barb's parents. You're giving them hope that they're going to see their little girl again, and you know that's never going to happen.
I'm giving them closure. They want to know what really happened.
How much are they paying you anyway? You know Marsh and Scott are retired, living on a fixed income. How much money are you squeezing out of them so you can come here and play your little games?
That's irrelevant.
Look, leave this alone. You're not helping them. You're just stirring up trouble and making things worse. Leave it alone.
I can't do that.
What?
I made a promise to uncover the truth, wherever that leads me. I don't expect it'll be easy, but nothing worthwhile ever is, isn't that right? I will leave no stone unturned until I find...
Stop, you have to pay the man.
Oh, good, pizza's here. Sorry, I have to go. Why don't you go back to Chicago and leave this alone, huh?
I could tell that I wasn't going to get anything out of Police Chief Jim Harper. He seemed like your classic small-town bum, no interest in doing his job. I knew I was going to have to find the answers on my own. That's fine with me. A lone wolf knows how to track his prey, and in this case, my prey is the truth, and I'm on the hunt. The pool, the woods. This looks like the place. Plenty of opportunity for something to go wrong, and to try to cover it up. Now if I could just get a closer look.
Hey, what are you doing, man?
Look! This isn't what it looks like.
Really? 'Cause it looks like you're trying to climb my fence.
Ah, then you must be Mr. Harrington.
Who are you?
Murray Bauman. You might have heard of me.
No.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about the night Barbara Holland went missing. Did you see her leave your house with anyone that night? Had she been drinking?
I don't...
Can you give me the names of everyone who was at that party?
Listen, I don't remember anything that happened that night. Actually, Barb was never here.
She was never here.
She was never here.
Well, there's a police report that says otherwise, buddy.
You read the police report?
Maybe. That's irrelevant.
I told you I don't remember anything.
Oh, I think you do.
You from the lab?
What lab?
I have to go.
Wait a minute. Let me start over. You're not going to get in trouble. I'm not a cop. I'm not here to bust anyone for a little underage drinking. I know what it's like to be a kid. You should have seen the parties we had back in the 60s, let me tell you. My point is you can relax. I'm just trying to find out what really happened.
I can't help you.
Come on, give me something, kid.
I told you. She was never here.
Was she a friend of yours? Were you close?
Didn't the police tell you everything you need to know? Didn't they find her car at a bus stop? I heard she ran away.
But we know better, don't we, Mr. Harrington? We both know that Barbara Holland went missing from your house. Yes, your house. Probably after a night of partying. Maybe something happened here. An accident. You know, beer, slippery floor, the deep end of a pool. Lots of things can happen. Maybe people were scared to tell anyone. Maybe you thought you'd be in big trouble if the cops found out what happened to Barbara, so you helped hide...
Her name was Barb.
Sorry?
You didn't even know her, so stop pretending like you care. She deserves better than that.
Hey! We're not done here, Mr. Harrington. I won't stop looking. I'm going to find out what happened to Barbara. Barb. I get that a lot. People walk away from me, slam doors in my face, hang up the phone, tell me to get lost, mind my own business. The truth is hard. People don't like to confront it. It never gets any easier. I could tell one thing for sure, though. There was definitely some kind of cover-up. I could feel it. I could taste it. And speaking of things I could taste, I had a hunger for the truth, but I also had a regular hunger. It had been hours since breakfast. That's weird. No cars? It's lunch hour. This place should be full of people. Maybe the food isn't that good. Who's this? Oh, come on, officer. I haven't done anything. You know this is harassment.
Relax. I didn't stop to write you a ticket. I just wondered if you were lost.
Lost?
A van with an Illinois plate pulling into an abandoned property? Thought you must be lost.
I'm just trying to get some lunch.
Place is closed. About a year now.
Oh. Well, someone should really take the sign down. It looks open.
No need. Everyone around town knows it's closed. Bad deal. Suicide. Owner shot himself right at one of his tables.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you know him?
Well, everyone knew Benny. But I only moved here 2 years ago. Now the chief, they were friends.
Chief Harper?
Mm-hmm.
And you said this was about a year ago? Around the same time as that missing persons case?
You talking about the Byers kid?
Who?
Oh, you mean Barbara Hollins, the runaway.
Who's the Byers kid?
Never mind. That was something else.
Another missing person case?
We found him. Just lost in the woods for a week.
When was that?
About a year ago.
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. Hawkins, Indiana. Population half a dozen people. And you're telling me you had a suicide and 2 missing person cases all around the same time?
So?
You don't find that interesting?
Not really.
Were you on that case?
Which one?
Any one. All of them.
Yeah.
They weren't connected? You didn't find anything?
Who are you?
Murray Bauman. I'm a private investigator. Marcia and Scott Holland hired me to find out what happened to their daughter.
She ran away.
Do you really believe that?
Yeah.
There's more to it. I know there is.
Okay, you have fun with your little investigation. I guess you'll leave when you don't find anything.
Seriously? You're walking away now, too? Are you part of the cover-up?
If you want my advice, don't ask the chief about any of that stuff.
Too late.
Unless you want to get on his bad side, don't ask him about Benny or the Byers kid.
He has a good side?
Or about Barbara Hollins.
Her friends called her Barb. She's not just a missing person case file, Officer Powell. Her parents don't know what happened to their little girl. You haven't given them any answers, but I know the answers are out there.
Okay.
That was when I knew that this one wouldn't be like the rest. It felt different, like I actually cared. That was when I knew that this case wasn't just about tomorrow's headline. It wasn't just about speaking truth to power. Well, not just about that. I was gonna find the truth, all right. But I was also gonna find Barb, or whatever had happened to her. She deserved that much. It was a long drive back home, but I couldn't stay the night in Hawkins. For one thing, I needed some distance so I could think more clearly. For another, the compound that I call my home base is the only secure place where I can let my guard down. You never can be too careful. Besides, I needed to get back and check my answering machine. My calling card had been circulating around Hawkins for a full day now, and sometimes that brings out the anonymous tips.
Hi, Hi, this message is for Murray Bauman. I'm calling about your account past due.
Hi, this message is for Mr. Murray Bauman. Our records indicate that you have an outstanding balance of...
Murray, it's Mary Ann. Allison has a school trip to the Field Museum and you have to sign the paper. It's already in the mail, so don't bother calling. Just sign the damn thing and send it back to me.
Hello, is this Murray Bauman's number? My name's Carol. Shit, I mean, you can call me Carol, but that's not my real name. I have some information you'll want to hear. It's about that case you're looking into.
Bingo. This has been The Barb Files, Episode 1. Written, directed, edited, and presented to you by the Whitney brothers. Voice actors in order of appearance. Mike, short for Michael Whitney, as Murray Bauman. Matt Whitney, as Officer Callahan. Casey Allen, as Scott Holland. Corey Lockwood, as Marcia Holland. Roxy King, as Florence. Andrew Shank, as Chief Jim Hopper. Paul Van Scoik, as Steve Harrington. Otis Bryant, as Officer Powell. Leslie Provost, as Bill Collector No. 1. Jolene Elder, as Mary Ann Bauman. And Danielle Van Ornum, as Carol. This is a fan-made project, done entirely out of love, so please don't send us any money, but please do send this to every Stranger Things fan you know. Seriously, right now, stop what you're doing, and please send this to all of your friends who love Stranger Things. This project evolved out of the work we did on the Montauk table read, and if you haven't heard that yet, we took an old draft of the Stranger Things script, back when it was called Montauk, and turned it into an audio drama. You can find that on our podcast feed. If you aren't subscribed, just search Montauk Table Read, and it's the first result to pop up. And while you're there, if you could give us a review on iTunes, because reviews and subscriptions are a big part of how iTunes decides which podcasts are worthy of the top search results. So we would really appreciate that. The plan is to release 2 more episodes of Murray Bauman's Adventures in Hawkins before July 4th, when Season 3 drops. That's a really, really tight schedule, but we just might make it. I'll tell you what will help make that happen, is if you help spread the word, so go and do that. But, you guys, Season 3 comes out July 4th. What in the world could be better than that? We're planning to do a binge recording just like we did for Season 2, so we'll be watching all 8 episodes on Netflix and recording 8 podcast episodes all within 24 hours. It's pretty grueling, but it's the best way to go. After that, we have so many things to talk to you about. We went down to Atlanta to see the filming locations, including Starcourt Mall and the real Hawkins Lab. We have tickets to StrangerCon in Chicago in October. We're going to see one of the Stranger Things baseball games. If you haven't heard about those, there's probably one close to you, so Google it. I went to the Stranger Things Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando last year, and we're going again this year. Matt just wrote and directed a feature-length movie that's premiering at the Toronto Film Festival. There's so much we want to talk about, and I hope you're all keeping up with the Stranger Things expanded universe. There's 3 books, 2 comics, a new video game, you can get an upside-down Whopper at Burger King, and Stranger Things ice cream at Baskin-Robbins. So much stuff. So go out there and do it. We've been off the air for a few months while we were working on this project, but now it's out. And episode 2 is almost done. Hopefully less than a week if everything works out. So thanks for listening, and please spread the podcast.
You've been listening to the Stranger Things Talk podcast, presented by the Whitney brothers. Subscribe on iTunes under Stranger Things Brothers, all one word. You can also find every episode on Facebook under facebook.com/Stranger Things Brothers, also one word. And please do follow them on Facebook because they post the very best memes, articles, and interviews. You can also find their videos on YouTube. Just follow the link in the show notes. You can also follow the show on Twitter under ST Talk Brothers and Instagram under Stranger Things Brothers, also one word. Thanks for listening.